So,
do we want to talk about workout routines?
I think we can.
Charles wakes up every day at 5 o'clock and immediately goes to the gym.
Fair. 4:45, but yeah.
Oh, what time you
just wake up, get out of bed, and go straight get in your car and go to the gym?
Yes. Well, I'll either go to the gym.
Gym do you go to?
I go to 24-hour, but I'm switching to I've gone to 24-hour past couple years. I started going to my apartment gym because I was doing free weights because I wanted to do some more symmetric work so I can kind of even things out. Now I'm going to try to switch to kind of like a bodybuilding gym because I hate 24-hour fit. I should not say that. Well, I mean, I guess we're not going to get a sponsorship from 24-hour fitness, but 24-hour fitness, it's like always packed. The squat racks are always full. People don't put stuff back. It's just annoying. And so I want to go to a gym where people
at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Mm-hmm. Well, they only have 6 squat racks in mine.
Still, I would think 5 o'clock in the morning would be at least 6 of those would be open.
I want to start going to a bodybuilding gym, a place where people respect the art of working out.
The art of working out. Well, I think bodybuilding certainly is an art. And I think exercise, when done properly, is certainly an art. Michael, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, I would love to do a podcast just dedicated to health and fitness because I think all of us are pretty conscious of those things, diet. But my routine, real quick, I wake up in the morning at 5 a.m. and I take a cold plunge is the first thing I do. I'm up to a minute and a half and the cold plunge is outside. So you can imagine how cold it is. Up to a minute and a half. I'll do 2 minutes next week. And then I do breathing exercises, Wim Hof style, real deep ins and exhales. And then I ground, meaning I go outside barefoot and touch the earth.
I've heard about this.
Yeah. And then I make sure to drink 40 ounces of water. And then I go to the gym. Well, we get the kids to the bus around
like an 8-hour routine before getting to the gym.
we got to get the kids to the bus by 6:45, and then we come home, and then I have a gym in my garage. And then me and my wife work out, currently doing pretty basic stuff, but like a pull day on Mondays, legs, Tuesdays, that kind of stuff. And that's my routine. I do it every day.
6:45 bus.
Yeah.
Jesus.
How do you the cold plunge? The thing with cold plunges and cold showers, I like that stuff. And at that time of morning makes me angry. Like if I get in the shower and it's cold, like I don't know how people do that. It makes me so angry. Like,
it doesn't make me angry, but cold. It wakes me up real good. Oh yeah. But I started with 15 seconds in a cold shower and then just built and added time every week. And it's not fun, but I feel great. I know there's a noticeable difference in my energy levels during the day and I don't want to say longevity, but my stamina throughout the day. Like I feel less tired since I started doing that at the end of the day.
Well, that's good. I've heard those things about cold plunges. I've always been interested in trying. I just hate cold stuff. And so, a hot shower in the morning, I feel great. A cold shower in the morning angers me. But I've heard really good things about cold plunging. Brad, what's yours? What you got going on?
I'm trying not to.
Don't even leave it. Leave it.
Michael's choice of words. Stamina.
Yeah, usually people pay me for this sort of information, but I guess I'll share it. Whatever. What's my routine? Well, I mean, I wake up just sort of when I wake up. I always set my alarm for 5:30, but sometimes I wake up at 4. Sometimes I wake up at 5. Rarely do I ever hear my alarm. And I don't work out first thing in the morning. I sit in a quiet house and maybe listen to the radio, or I don't really do anything. I try to do as little as possible and just enjoy the peace and quiet. 3 kids are asleep. Everyone's asleep. The dogs are quiet. They're not like roaming around. They're napping like dogs always do. How do they do it? I don't know. I wish I could do that. Just nap all day. And then I work out when I feel like working out. I lift weights a couple days a week. I play soccer a couple days a week. And then on the 5th day, I might do something like a Peloton easy ride. That's sort of my rest day. I also consider lifting weights as sort of I mean, it's intense, but it's lower intensity than on my system than the soccer, because soccer is just constant sprinting. But I never split. Like today's leg day. I always do full body, a lot of kettlebells, a lot of functional training, functional movement. I don't, if I just focused, I have a garage gym as well, a lot of kettlebells. I have a squat rack. I think that I want to instill this in my son. I think that everyone should experience what it's like to have for lack of a better word, to have a perfect body. Now, have I ever had a perfect body? No, but as close to perfect as I'll ever get, yes. Right? And I think people should experience that, because there's a certain aesthetic to it. There's a certain sense of pride. Like, I built this and no one else did. I did this. And to experience that and how good you feel and how well you move, I think if you don't get that at least once in your life, I think you're missing out.
Well, I mean, it's a great representation of like self-control and determination. Like you can buy a lot of things, but you can also buy a perfect body. But generally speaking, like it shows that you have a lot of discipline and that you have a lot of self-control and that that you have dedication to something without having to say any words or anything like that. So I think it's really helpful.
There's a certain beauty to it, right? I think people, when they watch the Olympics and they see like the sprinters or the swimmers or the gymnasts, whatever. I guess you could see some of that in the Winter Olympics, but who gives a shit? It's cool that Usain Bolt runs, as fast as he runs, but it also just looks beautiful the way that the human body can move and the things that the human body can do. And I'm never going to run as fast as Usain Bolt. Try as I might, something about him that I don't have, but it's a beautiful thing to see. Like that's your potential, right? You gotta work hard to reach that potential. And the amount of effort that he put into that is, I think it speaks to the beauty of the human body and the human determination.
Yeah.
I like the kettlebells. I haven't started I've done kettlebells before. I change my routine like every 6 weeks or so. And so right now I'm on, just kind of body part split, but I do want to do some kettlebell stuff, more like actually dedicate myself to some kettlebell stuff. I really like kettlebells. They're really like usable in many different ways. And I feel like they're just slept on, or I've slept on them.
Yeah.
Kettlebell. You should try some steel maces. Those are fun too.
Steel maces? I don't even know what that is.
They're great.
Yeah. I've been flirting with the idea of full body every day.
Do it.
I mean, I'm not like, I don't know what you mean by getting to like the perfect body. That's not my goal. I'm probably right now in the best shape I've been in since I played basketball in college. I
don't know if everybody knows this, but Michael played for Gonzaga.
No, I wasn't good enough to play for Gonzaga.
He was at Duke, excuse you.
No, I wasn't good enough to play for Duke.
He was at Kansas, I think.
I think so too. He looks like he's from Kansas.
Santa Barbara.
Hey, better basketball player than I am.
Me too.
But my goal is to be the best shape I've ever been in my life by 40. And part of that is trimming out. I struggle like a lot of men our age at the waistline because I put on a bunch of beer weight in my 20s, that needs to come off. And it's hard to grow lean muscle and lose that at the same time. So I'm, when we talk about diet, which we'll do at some point, I am at a calorie deficit, but I have 220 grams of protein every day, which I think is the, logical way to try to trim some of that beer fat around the belly and keep your lean muscle intact.
When I say perfect body, I don't mean,
Schwarzenegger.
I mean, in his prime, he did look pretty amazing. But, people will point to like Brad Pitt in Fight Club or whatever the case may be, like the ripped dudes that girls in high school loved when we were in high school that like we looked at them like, how the fuck do I get that body? Yeah. Right. Mm-hmm. I don't mean you got to look like that. I mean, like perfect, like you look at yourself in the mirror and you're like, gosh damn, I look good. It's not, maybe there's a little bit of pudge here or there, or, some asymmetries or, whatever. It's just, it's like, this is great. And I look good. and that look at me, I did
Yeah.
something. Right? There's that aesthetic, achieving that level of pride, I think is important for people.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I just don't have I mean, I have discipline. I'm pretty disciplined, but to put on a ton of muscle, the amount of food I'd have to eat, just being 6'6" and the amount of calories I burn in a day, I don't want to be big guy. I want to be cut up. I don't want to be huge and muscly, bro. You know.
Well, I'm sure. I feel like because you're tall, like that. I feel like your frame is like naturally inclined for that more than to be like a juice head too. I mean, I could be wrong, but I feel like that's the case. But that whole body recomposition thing is just it's hard trying to build muscle and lose fat at the same time and not pare down any muscle. For you guys maybe not. I can't eat that much protein. I try. It's just I started eating eggs in the morning, so I'll do like 3 or 4.
Ugh.
But I get full really easily.
Triple it.
I can't eat. I can barely eat.
What are you eating? What are you eating with your eggs?
Nothing, and I'm full. I'm still full by lunch.
That's great.
Half a pound of ground turkey with my 5 eggs.
I'll have cottage cheese sometimes with my eggs. I love cottage cheese and some jam.
Y'all go carnivore for 30 days, and you watch how easy it is to gain muscle and lose fat at the same time.
I'm mostly there. Can
I ask, when you say carnivore, do you mean 100% carnivore, or are we talking about like 90-10?
I don't hide this fact at all. Whenever I talk about it, I'm probably 99-1.
Really?
On most days. Some days it might be 95-5. I don't know. But when I first started, it was 100%.
Does cottage cheese count as carnivore? I would assume.
I think it does. Okay. And there's going to be assholes out there that say if you eat cottage cheese or use butter or something like that, that's not carnivore. That's not meat. Well, fuck you.
It comes from an animal.
That's what I say. If it comes from an animal, you can eat it. So you could even drink milk if you wanted to. Anyhow,
we might have to do a challenge here where it's like Charles and I will do 30-day carnivore diet if you do 30-day cold plunge.
I mean, are you going to buy me a cold plunge?
Just get ice delivered to your house every day.
Yeah.
Tell me how I do a cold plunge without a cold plunge.
Get ice at your house.
You didn't get ice at my house. I have yes, I have. You have a toilet? Yeah. What do you mean?
Some people only have stand-up showers nowadays.
Fill it up and put ice in it.
Oh my God.
I might buy you a cold plunge. Well, let's talk about this offline. Real quick, my best friend from high school, same exact build as me, 6'6". In high school, we were both 6'6", one in the 170s, real tall, skinny guys. He is now 380 pounds, just jacked up like roids, huge. And I'm still skinny. So there is a way to get big like that.
Well, it sounds like you said the way, roids. All right. Well, yeah. So we can talk more about this some other time. Do a health and wellness thing. Maybe we can have a guest on about health and wellness. Because I think that's important for people to do. I used to host a podcast about that, so I can swing with the best of them. We do need some healthier conservatives. Yeah. So Chris Christie, get on it.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Well, that was fun. I enjoyed speaking with y'all. For all those listening and watching, down below where Charles will point, there is some subscribes, some notifications. Share this with friends. It is the easiest way for us to grow. What are you pointing at?
I copied him too. Like I should have done that.
Help us grow. Share with your friends. Tell your mom. Tell your dad, especially your boomer dads and uncles. We want them to listen. And we'll talk to you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.